Hey guys, it's LaZy Marksman here, and I told you I'd be bringing you some more Dark Souls. And I have a lot of footage, but Dark Souls isn't exactly the most entertaining game to watch, so I'm probably going to put these out in shorter videos, where I'm going to exhilarate the time of me just running around hoping for the best. So, this is going to pick up right after I beat the gargoyles. And the reason I don't have the footage for the gargoyles is because they killed me non-stop. I must have tried at least 100 times before I actually got it, and I didn't expect to beat them, so I wasn't recording. Where we pick up here is after I try to figure out where I was supposed to go after the gargoyles. I went downstairs to check out what was below the gargoyles, and there's a guy down there with like a zucchini. I don't know what the hell it is, maybe a gourd. It's a club. And he clubbed me like a baby seal, no ifs, ands, or buts. I tried to take him on a couple times, and he just outright destroyed me. So I decided to go back upstairs and check my options. I then worked my way back to the blacksmith, and I went beneath there and found the lightning shooting demon, who I thought would be cake since he's ranged. No, that was not the case. I got in close. I worked him a bit, and then he hit me with his melee attack. His melee attack does an absurd amount of damage. It's almost a one-shot every time. So I tried to take him out a few more times via sword, and then I concluded, I'm pretty stubborn, I will try until I actually know exactly what I'm supposed to do. I'm pretty tenacious about that. So I knew I would need range to take him out, or I would be screwed. So I go back through the elevator. That I think my voice just cracked. That was pretty bad. Or maybe I'm going dry. You ramble a lot, you know. But I go back to the elevator, which led me down to the starting point, which is a good shortcut. And then I work my way back up into the Berg, and I'm going to go to the merchant to get some arrows. But before we get past that, I told you I wouldn't rely on the internet to figure out what I'm doing in this game, and I did take one snippet from a video, and it was prior to owning the game. Like, the game wasn't even released yet, and there was a link on the forums to a guy's YouTube channel, which I don't recall, but the name of the video he provided was Dark Souls for Noobs, and I only watched the first video, which basically explained the statistics, which on his game were in Japanese. So I kind of got scared that the game was going to be like a direct import and was going to be in Japanese, but luckily I concluded he just had a JTAG version. So when I got my game, it was in English. But he showed how to get the Drake Sword, which he learned from another user who learned it from some Japanese channel. So it was kind of like the gift that keeps on giving. So I knew how to get that sword. Now, you see me with the Dragon Crest shield. I have that and a straight sword that I found completely by luck. I had restarted my game after I lost like 10,000 souls in a fight. I got pretty pissed and rage quit, and then I wanted to start over. Because mainly the gift I took from the start was the ring that was supposed to, like, you know, help you get health. It sucked. It was pretty much poop. So I traded it off for the master key, and that allowed me to, when I wandered downstairs, to get into the Drake Valley. Now, in the Drake Valley, I came upon where I could see in the distance what looked like corpses to pillage. You know, they have the radiant white light on them, and they looked like they were beside a boulder or a large piece of vegetation. So I ran down there, and I grabbed the first two that I could see. I believe there was a third that I couldn't get to. So I got the sword, I was excited, I got the shield, I was pretty stoked. And then I realized the boulders / vegetation started to move, and it was a dragon, and it killed me. So I had to do probably in the double digits a suicide run of this thing like killing me instantly every time I got my soul back. But eventually I got it far enough away that I could get away from it. And I've been using that shield since. I never used the sword because I didn't have the faith requirement to really make use of it. Other items I've acquired are, I have the heavy steel armor that I got from the, oh, did I ever butcher my speech? The mace wielding guy by the Firekeeper Soul. He gave me the heavy steel armor. I have every piece of the Balder armor, which is the knights who, if you're not careful, compare your attack and hit you for a ton. They've killed me several times with that. And what else do I have? I have a ring, which I got from beating another knight. And actually that knight dropped his greatsword. So I have that, but it requires a retarded amount of strength, which I'm nowhere near right now. I have the Baller's swords, I have the Gargoyle's axe from his tail. I managed to get that in the fight. And I pretty much have, well, almost every enemy I fought, I have their weapon. Pretty much, well, at least I think I do. Now I'm getting back here to the demon, and I'm not going to show the full fight because frankly, like I said, a lot of this game really isn't entertaining to watch. But I will show you basically what I did to whittle this thing down. And as you see, I got light armor on, which you learn in the game sometimes having zero, like, well, not zero, but very little armor is just the better way to go because you can strafe faster and circle enemies that normally would pull your head off if you were in heavy armor. I don't have a high dexterity and I don't have magic, so this fight takes a long time. I mean, it's pretty sad. It's, well, by the end of this video, he's probably not even at half health. And I thought I was like on top of the world after I beat this guy. As soon as I stepped out of here and went to the forest, the first enemy killed me. And I was just like, you gotta be shitting me. Which, once again, this game reminds me that every little bit you gain, you gotta keep scraping to gain more. And that's what I really enjoy about this game.